Good afternoon, guys. My name is Tommy and welcome back to the channel. How are you? I hope you're all okay. Today is day number 3 of our Ne Obliviscaris deep dive into their brand new album, Exul. Today's song is going to be track number 3, which is Misericorde II, and the song is called Anatomy of Quiescence. Now, I did have to Google what quiescence was, and apparently it means that it's a state of sleep or dormancy, which very much ties in with the rest of the album that I've heard so far. So far we've had track number 1, which was titled Exul, which described a horse as being like purity and hope, and that slowly got dragged away into the darkness by this chariot of karmic wheels, I think the lyrics were. And then yesterday's track, which was track number 2, Misericorde number 1, As the Flesh Falls, was a strong sense of disease. You know, there was lots and lots of words that describe the body failing itself. It talks about betraying and things like that. So it feels like the body has cheated on the person, and then they finally die at the end as the shield drops and the wings unfurl. So I think that Misericorde number 2, Anatomy of Quiescence, is going to be a continuation of Misericorde number 1, and this will probably be now that the person has died. I imagine it's going to be some kind of description of that final resting state. Let's just jump in. I'm really intrigued. I've been really impressed. I am going to just do a quick Google search to see if there's any lyrics in this song or whether it's an instrumental. So it is going to fade away and fade back, and hopefully if there is, I will have some lyrics with me. Let's go. Okay, so I do have some lyrics here. There doesn't seem to be very many, so I wonder whether this song is predominantly instrumental and very, very few lyrics, or whether these lyrics are repeated throughout, but I do have the lyrics in front of me. This is Misericorde number 2 by Ne Obliviscaris, The Anatomy of Quiescence. Let's do it. Nice. Okay. Okay, back up. Just wanted to point out just how nice that first minute was. You had the piano moving downwards, and I originally thought it was going to go down a further semitone or tone, but instead it went up, and then it goes up again, and then it comes back down, and then it just does that for the first minute. You've got the piano that just plays the stabby notes, acting almost like a bit of a pedal note. You've got the strings, and then just now you've got some kind of plucked strings that's coming in. So I can't tell whether it's like a harp or whether it's a plucked kind of like violin or viola or something like that. But just overall a really somber, calming piece of music at the minute. Really nice. This is really good. Okay. Ne Obliviscaris, track 3, Misericorde II, Anatomy of Quiescence. I predicted that the third song was going to be slightly more somber, quieter on the album compared to the other two. And we kind of had half a song of that because, and I feel like I didn't pause enough during that, or some people would say I paused too much already by pausing it once. But I only paused to say my thoughts very, very early on. The rest of that, I was kind of waiting to listen to the next bit. It had me on, especially when the guitars came in and was just playing that one note on repeat. It had me on edge, thinking or wondering what the next part of the song was going to be. First of all, we had those violin section at the beginning, which I paused and talked about. And then after that, we had the drums come in. We had the guitars. We had the bass. We had a little bit more of string section. And then we had that really nice guitar solo. And I was talking about this on a live show a couple of weeks ago. I can hear things that sound interesting, but I'm not always able to point out and describe what the guitarist is doing. Like some people, like Rick Beato, for example, can go, oh, they're playing the flattened third note on. I wouldn't know, but I just know that when I hear it, I go, oh, that sounds different. It doesn't sound like the usual, what you'd expect to hear. You know, it sounds a little bit unpredictable. And there was a lot of that going in that guitar solo. There was some really nice runs. There was elements of like call and response in there. Then you had like a second guitar coming in and playing a harmony. More strings come in. And then we had that kind of, I'd say, stable section of the song where it was just the guitar and the bass and the drums with its open hi-hats playing the same note over and over again, creating this tension. And that's where I was starting to wonder about, what's he going to do? What are the band going to do? Where's the song going to go? And then we open up the song, really. The guitars, that bass again started to deviate and started to go their own way. Really created a nice different texture to the song, again for the third time in a row on this album. So this must be a common theme that goes through the whole album. And then we had that growl vocals come in. And basically they said, fall into the abyss of the sky, epitaph, none of God, one of I. So I was thinking, right, so this isn't like a religious, this person isn't going to heaven or anything like that. Then the clean vocal comes in and says, precipice of all I release myself, radiant and real. And the next line I thought was really nice, purged of agony and all the grief. So now that this person has died, anything that they felt, any agony, any pain, any grief, any worries were gone. They'd been purged. Acceptance, my arms aloft, my crucifix lived the way. And for a second I was thinking, is this religious then? Is this person going up to heaven? But then that would counteract that line about none of God, one of I. So I wonder whether the symbolism there is my crucifix, meaning this is my... Because Jesus essentially went on the crucifix as a punishment, really, didn't he? For what he was deemed to have done at the time. So is this person that's singing saying that what is happening now, me going to this abyss of the sky, this is my punishment? Possibly. That's what I took from it anyway. So this didn't have, although the person is purged of any agony and pain, I didn't necessarily get that this person was going to a good place. But now in the album, this person has definitely passed away, has died, and is now, in my mind, saying, I accept what's going to happen to me now, with my arms aloft. So, yeah, that was Ne Obliviscaris, Anatomy of Quiescence. Still, my probably favourite song on the album is still probably Equus so far. But yeah, another good one, and I'm really intrigued to find out what track number 4, 5 and 6 have to offer. I hope you've liked the reaction. If you have, then click the thumbs up, subscribe, share, comment, do what you need to do to let YouTube know that this video is something that you liked, and come back again tomorrow for track 4 on the album as we continue to do this deep dive into Exul. See you again next time, guys. Until then, take care and stay safe. Bye bye.